ahead and get started with the presentation. This is basically what we are going to cover today. We talk a little bit about the storage evolution and iSCSI environment setup. We have a couple of live demos to how to set up volumes and basically use an iSCSI environment. We get into the MPIO, multi-path I/O, and we also have a live demo on that. We also talk about snapshot, and you might have heard about ES and backup and how that applies in iSCSI world. Then we get into the our brief history of our company and our products, and at the end we get into a Q&A. But feel free to ask your questions anytime during the presentation. Just type in your question in the question section and we will answer. Storage evolution, basically, if you look at the time, if you go backward, storage attached to the servers, they used to be direct attached to storage using either iSCSI. There were a bunch of different technologies, but mainly one storage was attached to one server. So that's how storage used to be. Then the fiber channel SAN started, which is basically consolidated storage into a central storage that multiple servers could use it. And after that, IP SAN started, which is it is also a SAN, but rather than using a fiber channel structure, uses an Ethernet structure. And this chart, as you see, it shows the time, and somehow in the left axis, it shows the relation to the pricing. In the direct attached storage environment, as you see, each server has its own storage. And the main drawback in a DAS or direct attached is the free blocks of storage, they could not be shared with the other ones. So that was a big issue. That if you had, like for example, if you look at these white blocks on my screen on this server, I could not give those to the other server. So this was a big issue. So fiber channel SAN solved that problem. You could have a centralized storage and multiple servers. They all attached to that storage, and they could share the storage. So the problem of sharing or centralized storage was solved with fiber channel. The issue with fiber channel was, for the customer's point of view, it was great for the vendors and everybody, but for customers' point of view, the expense of the fiber channel switches and the need for a fiber channel HVA and the need for the whole new infrastructure, new cabling, new fiber channel storage and everything, that brought up the cost of the whole solution a lot, for that it did not make it affordable for a lot of companies. I do not want to put down fiber channel because it is, I believe it is a viable solution and it is going to be there forever, or at least as long as I'm alive. But it's mainly for the companies who can afford it. So there were a lot of companies with a limited budget that could not afford fiber channel, and that's why the iSCSI started. There is one little issue about the fiber channel environment that I have to mention, which is LAN zoning. In a fiber channel world, when you create a LAN or a volume from a fiber channel storage, that LAN is basically visible to all the servers. So you have to do a LAN zoning from the switch that you say, I want that particular LAN to be seen by particular servers. That thing doesn't exist. LAN zoning doesn't exist in an iSCSI environment. So this is That's another advantage of, I would see, in an iSCSI environment, which is a little easier to manage. The speed of the fiber channel right now, it's gone up to 8 gig fiber channel. So it started from 1, but right now it's up to 8 gigabit per second speed. In an iSCSI SAN environment, basically the concept is the same. You still have a SAN, as you see on the right-hand side, and then you've got your servers, you've got a switch, and they're all interconnected. But the infrastructure is all Ethernet, and Ethernet is what used to be for networking. So the concept made perfect sense because you already got cabling, you got, all the infrastructure set up for your networking. So why not use that for your storage? So that's why iSCSI started. And the other fact is you could use the same Ethernet switches that you use for your networking, and you could use a gigabit Ethernet switches, very cheap switches. You go to Fry's and buy a $50 switch, and you could use that for iSCSI. There is a 10 gig switches are being introduced, and there are a lot of them in the market, which is a little more expensive. But again, because of the commonality of storage infrastructure with the networking infrastructure, that forces the price of these switches and the whole infrastructure to go down much lower, and that is to benefit to all the customers. Again, the shareable free pool of storage concept is the same. So you basically, if you look at the IP SAN environment, you carve up your storage to smaller volumes, you give it to the different servers, and then you have a free shareable pool of storage that in case if you wanted to create new volumes or if you wanted to expand any volumes, you can do that. Another point to mention in an IP SAN environment is the initiator. If you notice on each server, I'm showing the iSCSI initiator. And even though there are some iSCSI HVAs and iSCSI TOW HVAs, or TOW HVAs, I would say from my past 8 to 10 years experience in iSCSI world, I've seen that close to 90% of the 90 or a little more than 90% of the iSCSI environment, they all are using free iSCSI initiators. For example, in a Windows environment, you go to Microsoft and type in iSCSI, and you can easily find the iSCSI initiator, download it, install it on your server, and without even opening your box, you can have connectivity from your server to your storage. So that was, again, another big advantage of iSCSI, that there is no need for HVA. And with the speed of the CPUs being more and more powerful every day, I would think iSCSI software HVAs, I've seen great performance with those, and that's why users are mostly using the software HVA. A couple of things about the market trend. This slide is actually from Intel and Microsoft. If you look at the iSCSI target unit trends starting from 2003 to 2009, and you can see the growth of the fiber channel, iSCSI environment easily. So I just wanted to mention that iSCSI is here, and the market is accepting it, and the growth of it is phenomenal.